Welcome to DC Direct. I'm Lionel Donovan. In each show, we'll be breaking down the key political points that are surrounding the U.S.'s midterm elections. But we want you to weigh in. So feel free to reach out to us on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube at TRT World and be a part of the conversation. In today's show, we'll be talking about politics and the women that are trying to get involved. Since 2016's election of Donald Trump to the presidency, a steady rumble has grown louder over the past 2 years. Now that rumble has grown into a roar that could very well change the face of U.S. politics this coming November.
We're going to Washington, everyone!
With a little over 3 weeks until the U.S. midterms, over 180 female candidates are on the ballot, running for office in the House, Senate, and governorship. But it's not just history being made with this midterm. 141 women are running under the Democratic Party, which means if just a fraction secures seats, Republicans could lose control of the legislative branch.
So how would that work? Let's break it down.
In the midterm elections, the president is not on the ballot, but his party is. All 435 seats in the House of Representatives and 35 seats in the U.S. Senate are up for grabs. This year, there are more states dominated by Republicans than average, which gives the party an electoral advantage. But they're also running with an unpopular president, and that filters down to his party. For the last 150 years, the ruling party has lost an average of 2 seats in the Senate and 32 seats in the House. The Republicans would have to only lose 24 House seats and 2 Senate seats for the Democrats to take control of Congress. Democrats would need a landslide to win that many seats, which means they need an extremely high turnout. But many Americans don't vote, even in a presidential election. With no big name on the ticket, turnout usually hovers around 40%. But Americans are becoming more polarized than ever. Donald Trump is dividing voters, so there's a chance that this year's turnout could be higher than average. As more women from all walks of life enter into politics, the way things are done in D.C. is set to change as well. But what exactly is needed in order for that change to take place?
If the Democrats take control, they'll probably do what the Republicans did to Obama. So Obama and the Democrats controlled Congress for the first 2 years and the presidency, but they lost that, and the Republicans came in and opposed President Obama on every issue he tried. No matter what it was, they opposed him. Now the Democrats look like they would probably do the same if they were to take Congress, take the majority of Congress.
You're talking about how the Democrats are being on the outside, so it feels like there's that people are very much polarized right now, and there seems to be an undercurrent of animosity and everything. What do you think the atmosphere is like in the U.S. right now?
Well, as you alluded to, it's a very toxic atmosphere in this country. I mean, people are very deeply divided. It's a bitter divide. They can't agree really on anything of any of the major issues. And so that's really a problematic situation for governing, for just general relations between people when it comes to politics in this country. The atmosphere has been intensified by the media environment and by Trump, who's really a kind of a lightning rod of emotions for people on the right and the left, and all the different issues that keep coming up. So, you know, there's the Me Too movement in this country, there's the kind of control of the Supreme Court, the nomination of Brett Kavanaugh, and all the controversy that surrounded that. So that's really just raising the tensions, I think, between right and left in this country. It's creating a really toxic atmosphere and a really kind of energized atmosphere and environment and landscape really going into the election. So people are really kind of ramped up and galvanized.
Women's rights continues to be a controversial topic in U.S. politics. And with the election of Donald Trump and the recent appointment of Brett Kavanaugh to the Supreme Court, the issue has once again made its way to the forefront. However, with this new batch of candidates, it doesn't look like it's going to be business as usual here in D.C.
TRT World Sally Ihan sat down with Susie Turnbull, who's running for Lieutenant Governor of Maryland, and they discussed why things are different now than they were in the past.
The agenda has shifted more because more and more women are in the workplace now. What was acceptable in 1990 is no longer acceptable. The fact that so many women have come forward in the last year in the Me Too movement, now we have more women who are graduates of law schools and medical schools than men in most instances.
Some of your work helps to recruit and train women to become Democratic candidates.
Yes.
What have you noticed over the years in terms of how women in politics have changed, or what's a specific pattern of women in politics, and what are some of the barriers that they face?
We have a new generation of leadership. I'm not part of that generation, but basically, I have been working over the last 40 years, particularly in the last 24 years, making sure that women do step up and have the confidence to run for office. I think that the enthusiasm for change is on our side. In Maryland, you certainly see that. Every single day, we have people out there canvassing their neighbors. That kind of enthusiasm is on our side. We have 24 offices. That's just Maryland. You do not see anything like that on the other side. And I believe the issues are on our side. I really do.
Every new election brings the possibility of change, and these upcoming midterms are no different. The energy that's been building since the Women's March of 2017 is now making its way into the halls of Congress and governors' mansions across the country, bringing with it candidates with new ideas and perspectives to take the country in a new direction.
Well, that's all the time we have for today in DC Direct, but please be sure to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube at TRT World, and be a part of the conversation, and let us know what you think about more women entering into U.S. politics. Until next time, I'm Lionel Donovan.
Welcome back. Now, imagine peeling off some old wallpaper and finding a famous old mural. Well, that's exactly what happened at one building in Rome. Natasha Hussein has all the details.
On this seemingly ordinary street is a door into the past. Construction workers found something unexpected here in 2017 during renovations at this building in Rome. For decades, this mural by Giacomo Balla was thought to have been lost as the building changed hands over the years.